Hey there, YouTubers! This is RealTubes, and I'm Erin. It's Thursday, and today we're going to be talking about emotional eating or lack of eating. This is going to be kind of a quick video. I just drove 7 hours. My birthday's tomorrow, so my parents invited me to come visit them for the weekend, so here I am, and I'm kind of tired. So the other girls so far have done a really good job on touching on some of the aspects of emotional eating, and I don't really have too much to add to that, except I wanted to talk about something briefly, and that's the moderate emotional eating that goes on. When I hear emotional eating, I kind of cringe. I totally understand that at the extremes, it can be devastating and completely take over your life. I'm close to several people in my life that have eating disorders, so I certainly don't take them lightly. But what I kind of want to focus on is the term emotional eating and the way that it's used in our culture. So there are all these negative stereotypes when it comes to fat people. Fat people are unhealthy. It's probably the biggest one. Fat people are lazy, stupid, smelly, weak, and weak. That's the one I want to focus on. I think that our culture in particular is really, really uncomfortable when it comes to things like emotions. And so I think that a lot of times emotions is equated with weak. Being emotional is the same thing as being weak. When fat people are blamed as having emotional eating, in other words, I'm fat, therefore I must eat emotionally. I must binge all the time. To me, it just seems like an ignorant comment, like it's an insult, like it's a judgment, because emotional eating is the same thing as being weak. Not being able to control your willpower, not being able to understand what's best for your body, and that kind of thing. I don't know, I just really, really hate that term. I've seen it like on Oprah and Dr. Phil and everything, that being fat is evidence that something is wrong with your emotions or psyche or something. That being fat equals being emotionally unstable. And I think that that's just ridiculous. Like, it's just ignorant. For one, eating disorders are much, much, much more complex than just saying I eat or don't eat because of my emotions. And it goes a lot deeper than that. Second of all, not all fat people are emotional eaters. In fact, a lot of fat people aren't emotional eaters. And not only that, but lots of thin people are emotional eaters. Furthermore, emotional eating doesn't necessarily have to be interpreted as a bad thing unless it's gone to extremes where it's physically harming your body or where it's destructive to your sense of own control over your world and that kind of thing. But the kind of emotional eating I'm talking about, like the moderate emotional eating, like I have a bad day, so I go and I get an ice cream cone or something, and it makes me feel better. Seriously, what's the harm in that? Tell me, what is the harm in that? I don't know. I definitely think it exists, and I definitely think it can be extremely harmful. I just think that it's used as a cop-out too many times, and it's used as an excuse to further fat hatred and further fat judgment. That's all I really have to say on the issue of emotional eating. Nothing else really to talk about. When I was driving today, it was 91 degrees. 91. That was what it read on my car temperature thing. That is too hot. It's not March yet, and it's 91 degrees. So I've been raised in the desert and in the South my whole entire life, and I just got into a graduate program in Minnesota, and I'm a little bit freaked. I am not gonna lie. Minnesota is cold from what I hear, and I'm used to this kind of weather, the 91 degree weather, like in early spring, and I can take heat. I'm not so sure I can take extreme cold. Unfortunately, Kelly is no longer going to be with us, and Kelly, if you're watching, I'm so sad that you're no longer going to be on RealTubes. I of course understand life happens. I don't know the details, but I wish you well, and we're going to miss you very, very much. That's all for today, and I'll see everyone next Thursday. Bye, everyone.